the first things I found out was just by doing some .NET testing. It's quite, let's say, unreliable or surprising. If you work just in .NET, you always have the right compilation cycle. While if you work in .NET Interactive, sometimes some of the cell blocks it doesn't compile, and you change things, and even if you say run all, he still happened to give me old results sometimes. Now I think it's because it's still in beta, I guess.
Yeah, I believe it
.NET.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that should be things which they will solve. But if you know you're sure about something, then it's probably not bad. Then you know it's the compiler acting up. But if you're not sure at all and it doesn't work, at a certain moment I had to copy my code in Visual Studio, say, hey, it does work.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
but,
Yeah.
but
That's not something that I had that I think I ran into. Maybe it's the sort of thing where, like you're saying, it's like, oh, I know that this should work, so let me just reload window. Oh, that is something that I find myself doing an awful lot. Is in VS Code, you can reload the window. So I do that pretty frequently. But I usually do that because I'm making a change to Jinaga, and then I need to rebuild, and it still has the assembly locked. So I just reload the window,
okay.
and then it allows me to build.
No, but that was not testing Jinaga. That was just some general C# code.
Oh, okay.
Another thing I'm really missing in .NET Interactive Notebooks while testing things is debugging.
Yeah.
Is it correct that it's not yet available? Because I couldn't find it anywhere.
I believe
The
that
only
is
thing I read is
correct. Um,
yeah.
I don't believe actually that it's even planned. I don't think that that's a kind of a notebooks feature. Um, oh, I mean, I don't know enough about Jupyter notebooks to know if that's the case, but I believe that that's true. That the intent is that you do your debugging in the libraries that you build, and then you refer to those libraries within the notebooks, and then you just make light top level calls and inject data, that kind of thing.
Because I thought it's easy just to try some code snippets, something you want to try out, something you're not sure. But I still find just a console application
Yeah.
in Visual Studio is easier for that. But perhaps for the Jinaga model, I'm way behind that one. Wait, let me, because I just started it and I already run in an error. But let me see if I set on the live share. Wait, Michael invite contact. Currently an auto sharing improves performance. Yes. Okay. Did you receive a code?
I did.
Something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. So now I've got dws.net.
Yeah. Wait, do you want me to share it as well?
Um, yeah, go ahead and do that, and that way we can, if we need to flip back and forth, we can do so.
Oh, wait, that's wrong button. Turn on camera and this one screen. Which one is it? Applications. No, it gives me here a lot of windows. What is this one? No, it's not that one. No. Too many things open at the same time. Yeah, it must be that one. Go on live. Yes. That's gonna be too smaller. Right. If it's in a virtual machine, I'm running that. If I make the window smaller, no.
Okay.
Is it readable like this on the stream? Or
Yes, it
not
is.
at all?
Yes, it is, and I also have the live share at full resolution, so I can flick back and forth between the two as needed.
Okay. So you see just the very beginning. That's
yes.
all I did. So I referenced the two Nugget packages just to get the latest versions. Created Jinaga test, and then here just the supplier fact, the user fact. So these are the two top level facts. Made the two variables, and then I just wanted to render it out. And already here, so this needs to be an enumerable, if I'm correct.
It does, yes.
And here it tells me that the type argument for this cannot be inferred from the usage. Try specifying.
Okay. So
Why is that?
So Jan is going to be of type user. So
But if we go to the model here, AV, so that that's not visible. That might be visible this way. Can
yes.
you see it in the live share? Okay.
I cannot see it in the live share, but I can go ahead and open the SVG. Well,
Yeah.
I'll open the dot and then.
Otherwise, on the stream.
Yeah.
You have the supplier here on top. You have the user here on top. And so these are the two facts that we created. And then there will be a worker which references both of them. Okay, but the worker is not yet defined. But so now what I was trying here was just to have this, just to have user Jan to be rendered out.
Right. Yeah, and it seems like that should work. So what I would like to do is back on the IPYMB. I'm back on the notebook. So if I try to execute one of the cells, it says that the host needs to give me permission. Okay, so yeah, you just did the execute. If I hit request access.
Oh, wait. Yeah, allow for this session. Okay.
Okay.
I think you should have access now. Is that correct?
I believe so. So then here, Control Enter, run that. All right, connect. Cannot find the file specified. Start with create process. So it looks like it's trying to start Graphiz now, which is interesting because it should. Yeah, it should.
Was that a problem with the fact that graphics.exe or .exe had to be included?
Yeah, it has to be on the path. Although the error that you were seeing before, that would happen before it tries to execute graphiz. So I'm not sure what made that work, but
Because I got, sometimes I get one error and sometimes I get the second one. Not sure. Perhaps if we say run again. Oh, no, it's not. Because there was nothing changed.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what yeah. So to diagnose this, let's jump out to a terminal. I guess you could use the terminal window inside of VS Code, and then just see if you can type dot. Okay, so it doesn't know where dot is. All right, so so
the
yeah,
graphics extension. It's not sure that the graphics extension was using dot.
Right. Yeah, I think the graphiz extension in VS Code packages dot within the extension. So yeah, I still have to research exactly how they do that and see if the way that I was attempting to do that is the right way. If so, I'll move forward and I'll package dot, but it'll be the version for all platforms, and it'll be delivered to everybody, which is less than ideal. But to get past this right now, what we can do is go up to graphics.org and do the installation from there.
Org. Okay, download. That's the one. Which one was it? Windows. Just this installer?
Yes. Yeah, because that'll set it up in your path.
Why is it not doing anything? Yeah, okay. Oh, getting it a second time. In file. Come on. Oh, it's there. Next. To add it to the system path. Let's
yes.
to the path for all users, perhaps.
Yeah, all users. Yeah, we definitely want it in there.
Then we are certain that it's okay. Finish. So that should be okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so it probably isn't refreshed here, but if we were to, let's go ahead and reload the VS. Oh, interesting.
But here I'm just in a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one was already started, right? Since it just added it to your path, you would have to start a new terminal. So so yeah, we can test it here, and then in order to get the notebooks to pick up the new path, we'll need to restart the VS Code window, which we can do with just a command that I run all the time.
Right. Yes, it was this one. Okay. What is that command that you run all the time, Michael?
Yeah, so if you hit Control-Shift-P, that opens up the command palette.
Yeah. Guys, let them load first.
Yeah.
Control-Shift-P.
Yeah,
and
then just start typing reload, and it'll say developer : reload window.
Window here, this one. Yeah.
Yes.
Or Control R.
Yes. So yeah.
Anyway, we restarted, so now it should. We say dot here. It takes longer.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, and actually, I probably should have said use .dash version, because what it's trying to do now is read a graph as input from standard in. So it's just waiting for you to type a digraph. So yeah, Control C to
Control
break out of that.
C dot dash V. Yeah, anyway, it's answering,
Yeah.
so it should work. So if I do now run here, shut down the terminal. Run all.
There we go.
By the way, do you still have access or not? Because I restarted.
I do not.
Do you still have the live share?
I do not.
Wait. I will send you again an invitation. You got access again? You got the invitation?
No, I didn't see the invitation yet. So I'll hit join. Oh, that's where I enter URL.
See you here as available. That's invite by email, no? Strange that you didn't get the invitation. But before I could just click here. Invite participants. Yeah, it's sent to the clipboard. Let me send you.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
A link. I think it's in the general. Yeah.
All right.
In Discord on the general channel.
All right, I am joined. Okay.
So now that is working. Now let's define here a worker. So var worker number 1 equal to await j dot fact. Yeah, but I have first to define a record for that. So dws dot worker, and then so that's just a worker record, and a worker record will have 2 predecessors. It will have a user predecessor, and it will have a supplier predecessor. And I can have more than one worker, so I should have. No, it doesn't matter, because the user is the identity. So with these 2 parameters, that should be enough. So new fact, I make here new user. And so that will be, first I need the user, which is Jan, and then I need the supplier, which is the amazing supplier.
Yeah, and I think you want that to be new worker instead of new user.
Okay, new worker 1, new worker. That's with a capital.
Yep.
Okay, if we run that, fine. So if I make it here, worker 1, run all. Aha. That's nice.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yeah, it didn't show up on my side, but let me go ahead and try hit and run all and see if it does. Oh, it says I need to request access again.
wait, yeah.
Okay, now I can see the graph as well.
Yeah. So the graphical part is not sharing apparently.
Yep. Yeah, I'm wondering if it is running. Yeah, it gave the error about not being able to find .exe on your machine. So it's running graphics on your machine, but it must be taking that HTML, that SVG that's generated, and sending that over to my machine as well. But it just didn't do that when you ran it, which is very interesting. Okay, but maybe it'll start now. Maybe because I had to trust the author of the notebook.
That could be.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we still need things to be available for improvement.
Yeah.
Then let's make. Where do we go from there? So we have the worker. Yeah, if you go to that dot file, Control K V. Where's my? So we have the supplier, we have the user, we have the worker. Let's give him perhaps here with his device. It doesn't do much, but if we go to the work, so here we have the pattern, the period pattern, and then there is an assignment of a unit of work to him.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can start there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that'll be good because that gives us an opportunity to create a query that's going to be useful.
So let's see here then. So I need year, month. We first start with the record. Fact type. What is your suggestion for calling that fact type, Michael?
Yeah. So, yeah, this is specifically for a calendar month, right? So,
yeah.
And it's within a supplier, or is this within? I think it was within a supplier. Was the?
Yeah. It's work for a particular user, done by a particular user for a particular supplier.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I would start with supplier month would be the period type.
Supplier dot month then.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, and then as a name we will.
Yeah, there. I think I would just say supplier month as the name. Of course, without the dot. Yep.
Yeah. Supplier month like this, and the supplier month will have just a worker as a predecessor.
Yeah, this one wouldn't have the worker yet. That would be the assignment, which would be the next one. But this one would be the supplier, and then I would probably avoid date time to represent the calendar month because of a date time allows things that are not actually the beginning of the month. But then you can have supplier, year as an integer, and month as an integer.
Michael, but why would you make it point to a supplier? Because wait, if you go back to the dot diagram here, yeah, that preview you also don't see, I assume.
I don't.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
on
have
the
to switch
stream
to
you
the
see it.
stream for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking about this one.
Okay. So this is all right. This is the period for a worker. All right. I was misremembering
So
the model. So this way, a worker has their own set of periods, and so a worker can look for assignments within various periods. Okay, so I was thinking about the periods from the supplier point of view.
No.
So okay, yeah, you're correct.
So
suppliers
task,
have their managed tasks. Yes.
This one we will have to create later.
Yeah.
So a task has also a pattern here, a period pattern, and then that task is going to be assigned to a worker.
Right. Yep. It's been a while since we went over this model.
It has been. I've also problems remembering it myself.
So yes, So let's call that worker month instead of supplier month.
Worker month. Okay, and this same thing, worker month, and so that goes to worker here. Worker. So, and let's worker, and then we can do the same.
Yeah, so then I would also add an integer year and an integer month to that.
To that. We need that. So here, just an int for the year and an int for the month.
Yeah, and so those ints need to be lowercase, and I think you want the worker itself to be lowercase as well.
Here, this one. We have that. Then we have that assignment. And I go back to the diagram. Yeah, unit of belief we don't need. Let's do the same for the supplier. So then we are this supplier month. Supplier month, and then here we have supplier. Okay, so now we have the symmetrical things.
Yep.
Then we are gonna define a task below it, and then assign the task to a worker.
Yes.
So spec type DBS supplier month task.
Yeah, there I think I think that's getting too deep. It's so kind of my thinking there with the naming is that if something really doesn't make sense outside of the scope of its predecessor, then it should be changed. Like supplier month, a month doesn't make sense outside of the supplier. It doesn't make sense outside of the worker because it's specifically a period of that thing. But a task, if I were to tell you that there's a task, you would understand that this is a task that a supplier has created. That's kind of understood within.
So we can just put.
Yeah, so I think just
DWS.task.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that thinking, I usually only end up with 2 levels deep. Once I get to 3, it's like,
Mhm.
Don't need the third.
Yeah. And so a task will have wait, a task will go to a supplier month.
Mm-hmm.
Supplier month. A task will be created by a user.
Mm-hmm.
So user, I will call this created by,
Mm-hmm.
or created by user. No,
Yep. And that'll be important
created by user.
for enforcing the um, authorization rules.
And for tracking,
Mm-hmm.
actually, whether it was a dispatcher who has created the task, or whether it was somebody in the field who created his own task.
Mm-hmm.
And in this way, we might also limit, like you said, access to the tasks.
Yep.
Because it's not, worker B should only see his own tasks and not the tasks which have been assigned to another worker.
Right.
And he should certainly not change them.
Mm-hmm.
While a dispatcher can change everything. So where are we? Supplier month created by user. That's the
Mm-hmm.
fact
Yeah,
here.
and I think we want one more piece of information there to differentiate it from other tasks created by that user within that supplier month. And so my go-to there is the date. So if
It's
you
the
have
daytime.
a date time,
Created.
mm-hmm.
And then we are gonna assign that task to a worker.
Yep.
So that is a task. Let's call it task assignment.
Yep.
Records. We have other assignments or not? Assignment.
Yeah, that one is kind of
Perhaps
on the
let's
fence
go.
for me. I could see it as a task assignment, or I could see it as just assignment. Either way, I would make the fact type and the record type consistent. So if you're going to go with the fact type task.assignment, then the record type should be task assignment.
Yeah. Being consistent is never wrong.
Except when it is.
So here we have. Don't make it too difficult, Michael.
Well, that's one of the rules of that when I'm on a new team and people are like, oh, we need to do this to be consistent. Every once in a while, I have to break out the rule. I allow myself to be inconsistent because that frees me from past decisions and lets me make the correct decision in this context. Yeah, I've been on teams where consistency was a little bit too much of a bugbear, and what was the phrase? Hobgoblin of little minds. Anyway, but yeah, so I sometimes have to break that out as a reminder to myself as well as to other people. But so consistency is sometimes wrong, and I love that.
Sometimes you have to.
That phrase is never wrong. That's a very consistent phrase, except when it isn't. Okay, we just broke consistency. Anyway.
Forget logic. Let's be creative.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so task assignment. So that goes predecessor a task and then the year month of the supplier. No. The worker month. Worker month. Worker month. Worker month. Do I need anything else
right?
there? I just have to assign it just once, a task, but I need to know who assigned it. So that's going to be a user, which can be a dispatcher. User, just user, like that. Okay. So I think so far for the facts that we have. Now let's create some facts and then make a query of it.
Yeah.
So, but we don't, yeah. What we could do, we have a worker. Okay, let's make also a dispatcher.
Yes.
Dispatcher. So this is a user which is assigned also to a supplier. And that's called then not a worker, but a dispatcher. Okay. So now let's make it clear. Let's do it this way. Var dispatcher Michael is await j.fact new user, and then here we have Michael's key like that. So we have no, that's not good, huh? No, that's wrong.
Yeah, because that's not the user fact. That is the
no,
that's not the worker
the
fact. That's the
user.
user fact. Yeah. Yeah. So
And then
this
we
is where you
make
can...
here worker Jan like this, and then we make our dispatcher Michael. Yeah. Equal await new dispatcher. That's it. Yeah. In fact, Michael, and that's for the same company.
Yep.
Why is it turning red here? Must be initialized. What is the problem? Back to new dispatcher, Michael, the amazing. We say run all. Okay. It's solved.
Yeah.
Just have to run all and it's okay.
Yeah, and there's something else that I've noticed kind of helps with notebooks is if you split the cell after your declarations and before you you write your code, then then you can just rerun the code and not redeclare the types, and that sometimes helps.
Okay.
At the very least, that's going to help with the syntax highlighting. If you notice right now, everything's in gray down here. If you were to right-click and notebook cell, split cell, right there, Now, if you look down here, you'll see things are syntax highlighted.
Yeah, indeed. So we put all the records in one, and then
Yeah. And I think the reason for losing syntax highlighting is that it doesn't know the record keyword yet in this version of the parser.
Yeah.
Or at least doesn't know how to recover from it.
Just let me, then I see more on my screen. Make some space. Yeah, we have a small. So we have worker Jan, we have dispatcher Michael. Then we're gonna make a year month for the supplier. Period 2021 10 is await j dot fact. That's, what was it? New supplier dot month. No, supplier month. Am I correct? Yes.
I think so.
Supplier months need a supplier. Amazing. Test. And what else do I need? The year 2021 and month 10. Is that correct?
I think so.
Still give me some red. Yeah, just have to run it and it's gone. We do the same thing for the period supplier and period worker. That's a new worker month. Did we define that? Supplier month and worker month. Yes, we did. And this was worker Jan, like this. That's correct. We have year month. And then we are going to define a task created by a dispatcher. Yeah, so here var task 1 equal await j dot fact new what was it? Just a task, new task like that. A task had a supplier month, so that was PS 2021 10, and it was created by a user that this Michael, like this. So now I have my task, and I'm gonna assign that to.
In fact, has yep.
Now it goes to task, and if I run it, oh, it's. What did I do here? There's no argument that's created.
Okay, so that's got to be the current date. So put datetime.now at the end of that. or you could use datetime.utc now if you want to be very explicit about it. It's going to be converted to UTC either way.
Now that has to be with a capital here, I guess. Date.now, yes.
It should be datetime.now.
Datetime? Yes. .now.utc.
Yeah, and that's going to be, I believe that's a capital N for now, and so if you want to get the current UTC date, you can use capital U UTC, capital N now, or you could just use now. Either way, Jinaga is going to convert it to UTC.
Datetime.now, just like this then.
Yeah.
And it will convert it to UTC.
Yeah.
I still see red, and it doesn't go away by running it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a property. Yeah, no parentheses at the end of now.
I keep having difficulties with that. And dispatcher Michael, that's a correct definition. What is it doing here? No. Wait, a task. A task. We had a supplier month. Yeah. We had a user created by, that's Michael, and a date time.
Okay, I think I see what the problem is. When I look at IntelliSense for task, I'm seeing system.task. So, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's getting confused with the namespace.
Yeah. That's not task, but it does give the correct IntelliSense there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing different IntelliSense on my side. Okay. Interesting. Well, let me hit the run all and let's see if it fixes it on my side. Yeah. Not seeing it fix yet. Rerun the declarations, and now I'm going to rerun. Okay. Yeah, I'm still getting the wrong IntelliSense, but okay. But yeah, that is.
You see the IntelliSense? Do you see the IntelliSense that I get?
I have to switch over to the stream, and then I'll be able to see the what you're getting. But yeah, you'll be able to see on the recording that when I bring up IntelliSense, I get the task that takes an action and a cancellation token. So it's
funny.
Yeah. Okay, but that's not related to the error that we're seeing there. It cannot convert from dispatcher to user, and so yeah, that's because the the creator of the task is a user, and we passed in a dispatcher. So
wait, a task here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we said here it's a user.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things we could do to fix it. We could either say this is the actual user, Michael.
Yeah.
And that'll fix that. Another way that we could express that would be if we always do dispatcher.user of the lowercase. So that would be another fix for it. Or another fix would be to change the way that the model works and actually make that the created by dispatcher. Yeah, by
no. The problem there in reality is that a task can be created by a dispatcher or by a user which is in the field by himself, because the dispatcher is not in the office. or because he has no connection. So in emergency cases, the worker has to be able to create it himself.
Excellent.
So we should leave the task declaration the way it is. I think for clarity that the way you did it here, dispatcher Michael.user, that is the most obvious.
Okay.
I guess.
Excellent.
So that's task 1. Let's create a second task. Let's call it here task by dispatcher. And then task by worker. And that's gonna be here. Worker Jan dot user. So now we have 2 tasks, both assigned to Jan, but one created by the dispatcher, one created by Jan himself.
We don't have them assigned to Jan yet. So the tasks are out there, but we don't have the assignment.
We don't have the assignment yet. We are going to do that. Yeah. Then we can do var assigned by dispatcher, for example, equal await dot j wait j dot facts. There we have new assignment. What did we call it? Task assignment. Task assignment. We need a task. The task was task by dispatcher. And then we have the worker month, which was P period worker 2010. That was it. And we have another one assigned by worker. Task assignment.
And there you also need the user that created the assignment. So you've got the user who created the task, but then the user who created the assignment could be a different user.
Assigned by yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be behind here. So this was task assigned by the dispatcher. So here I have dispatcher Michael, and here I have this. No, I'm making the same error again. Worker user. And it gives me a red thing here. Am I wrong? Worker user. Run all. Yeah. Computer needs some time to think. Now we have assigned the tasks. Okay, so now we could make a query. For example, give all the tasks assigned to user Jan.
Yeah, and I think before we do that, I would like to visualize the graph that we have now. So could you put a assigned by dispatcher and assigned by worker in that array. So yeah, we still want the array, but just those two.
Right. New array, and we have
Mm-hmm.
assigned by worker. Am I having one too many here? Yeah, run all. Okay. But yeah, you see it on the stream.
Yep, there it is. Took a little bit for it to get here.
Yeah. So we have supply, we have a user. Then we have the worker. Where's my dispatcher? I don't see my dispatcher.
Okay, yeah, because there's nothing in this. So it's just following it up from the assignment and the two assignments, and the dispatcher is not in their transitive closure. So there's no predecessor chain that leads up to the dispatcher. So if you were to add dispatcher to the
yeah. That's why if I just put here, I had dispatcher. Michael. Run all. And now I did something wrong.
Oh,
no
okay, interesting. Yeah, because it's an array of
enumerables.
Yeah.
No.
So I think
whatever.
I think if you just put object in front of the array here, so new object right there. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sorry. I'm fighting against you. There you are. Then I think it'll be happy.
Now it works. Yeah. Here we have a dispatcher. Right. DBS worker, DBS dispatcher. This is the user Michael. Yeah. Then we have a task created by. Okay. Then we have a task. Yeah, we don't see everything on the screen. Yeah, supply element here. That seems correct.
Yep, I think so.
And the times are indeed in. We have to hurry with our query. We run out of time. That query. So, for example, tasks for Jan equal to I'm just going to write the query here first, the query expression. How was it? From.
So this would be given. So you do given and then in angle brackets the starting fact type.
Given was with a capital?
No, rather than from, you use given on the outside.
I still mix up everything.
Yeah, so it would be given on the outside, and then this is where you would put the starting fact.
That was it. I go for, I want to know all the tasks that have been assigned. This, that. So I start from a user Jan.
Yeah. So if you, yeah,
Let me see
because we're
how
using
many other
the
tasks.
period pattern, what we'll typically do is start a query from the period that's within scope. That way we can do a query for a few periods back and then union those together and not get the entire history. Um, so if it is given, and so you're trying to get the tasks assigned for a worker within a particular period, so so given a worker month, we can query for those. So I think worker month would be what you want in here.
Yeah. Michael, what we'll do, because we are running. Let me think about this one.
Okay.
And so I will try to find it out. And then if I don't find it out, you can.
Oh yeah, and it's it is that time.
That was the 45 minutes, which are each time a little bit longer. I tried to find it out, and then next time we can continue from a solution.
Excellent.
If
That
that's all
sounds like a
right for
good
you.
plan. Yes, it is. That's perfect.
Okay.
That'll give me a little bit more time to
Michael.
actually get the next feature of Jinaga working.
Okay. And in this way, I learn how to use it, and we get to a working application. Okay.
Very
Thank you so
nice.
much. See
Thank you,
you
Jan.
next week.
Yeah,
Bye
see you
bye.
then. Bye.